Okay, so I now have enough rosaries to buy the architect key. So that's going to be our next priority here. So, with the architect key, we're going to enter this door up here. Also, talk a little bit about what the architect is. So the architects are a race of robots that were created to basically craft the machines around the Citadel. And now we're in the Chapel of the Architect. There's a secret room up here where you can see the dead architects. Yeah, the 12th architect is the last one still living. Always eternal, our hope, designs divine. Always another. Build, craft, pass. Can it end? Always eternal. Always another. Which seems to imply that the architects build each other. Makes sense, actually. Before, the previous ones pass away. And yeah, that robot back there looks like the fourth chorus. It might actually be the first chorus, is my prediction. That's why it's kind of locked up in this chapel. But from it, we can get the Architect Crest. Kind of a special one here. The Architect Crest can repair tools without needing a bench if you hold up and press the healing button. Here's what its drill... It's got a little drill attack. The pogo sucks, we're not going to use it for platforming. And here's the charge attack. That's pretty awesome. We have some unique dialogue for doing it. Yeah, we really don't have any more money at all. At least Ultimate's treasures, though. And also, the Architect Crest allows you to use 3 red tools, but you cannot use silk spells. So we might as well just open these extra slots, because no reason to hold on to memory lockets. Actually, when I equip the poison with it, I don't really know how much I'll really use it. But, you know, it'll have its advantages for sure. Let's put that on. So let's just get some tools started here. I like the silk shot, of course. Can't go wrong with tacks. And, wooden pillow on top for now. Although, like I said, I don't really plan to use it right now. So, now that we have that, we're gonna go back to Weaveness Atla, because we can get a very helpful upgrade. And on the way there, let's kind of... Something I want to talk about... I actually want to go here first. So, Metroid Prime 4 just came out. You know, Metroid was, you know, the foundation of the Metroidvania formula. But, and yeah, Sherman made it. Yippee. Yeah, so, Sherma's got some small character development. Because Sherma's starting to see the truth of the Citadel a little bit. You know, all the walking dead around. I thought we completed the Find Pins quest. Okay, I guess I was wrong. Yeah, we get to meet Sherma there. So yeah, Sherma came off as like the naive little boy who believed the Citadel is a grand place, much like the other pilgrims. But now he's starting to see the truth of it a little bit. We'll get more on that later. So back to Metroid Prime 4. That game sucked. It is just a very bad example of the Metroidvania formula. Like, it was very straightforward and bland. Yeah, we're actually going to come back to Blasted Stats for a little bit. First, check if this guy's still alive. But even going beyond Metroid Prime 4, yeah, we could finally get this. So yeah. Like, Nintendo has just been really fixed on, like, an open world type of formula, namely with the Zeldas. And just, like, I think I'm just gonna compare it more to Breath of the Wild right now, those games. They're just really, like, the open world Zeldas are just really bland. Like, having a big sandbox game like that, where, you know, there's no real intended order of events. Like, it's just boring. And like a game like this, or like the, you know, the good Metroid titles, where there's like an intended sequence of events and a very elaborate map. Of course, there is room for certain sequence breaks, but they're clever sequence breaks. Whereas, you know, in Breath of the Wild, there's no real intended order to do anything. Like, frankly, the whole entire games are just optional. Like, you can just go straight to the final boss and not really have to do anything. Like even like the main story things are really just glorified side quests, if anything. And none of the actual story components are really connected to each other. Like, you know, there's no actual progression system because you just get all your main powers right at the beginning. Like, there's no sense of wonder in terms of, oh, I wonder what type of power we'll get next. You know, there's no real crafty layout to the open world Zelda's world. You know, not like the Metroidvanias, like this game. So I did kind of, like I did want to come here to get that magnetite dice, but I think I actually meant to go to Shellwood afterward, because then I'd be closer to that mask shard just now. But we are just going to come here anyway, just to go a little bit faster. Because what I want to get now is that treasure that's been bugging me down here. Should finally be free to just go on and collect it. Now that we can glide and just move around better here. That's one more. Oh yes, one more load screen. Then we can do this. Alright, now we can finally get here. Yep, and we're right where we want to be here at the Weaveness Atla. So yeah, just, it's pretty much why I don't like the open world Zeldas. Like, on top of that, like, the open world Zeldas just have very little variety to sustain their oversized worlds, whereas a game like SILKSONG here just has, it's just compact with interesting things to do, so much variety, you know? So much, you know, enemy variety at that. And, you know, music variety. Even if I don't really like the music in this game as much as the first game, but it's still got good variety. So yeah, let us get our next big reward from Ava here. We can now equip another blue tool, which would definitely be a boon for us. Oh yeah, so talking about what the magnetite dice do. They will block damage at random, which is they are pretty much the most useful yellow tool to have in combat. But also, if we come over here, we can get a little double jump secret. And we will collect our next red tool, the snare setter. So yeah, all the tools that we find in the weave nests will consume silk as well as shards. For example, the silk speed anklets, the silk shot, the snare setter here. Oh, that was stupid. Could also go back to Wormways, because there is something we can collect there as well. I think I'll just save here. Let me just check in with Bone Bottom, really. Yeah, there is something new we can do here. Okay, so now we actually do gotta break some of these. That's almost perfect. And there we go. We don't have... No, we don't have moss berries, alright. Should I try to kill this thing now? I don't feel like it. Oh boy. Alright. So yeah, the thing is, you don't need double jump to reach this. You can just use the claw line in your normal dash. So welcome to Weaveness Karn. Whoops, that was poorly aimed. And we can get another new ability. La 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 la, we got the sharp dart. It's pretty much like the sharp shadow from Hollow Knight. It has the unique property of being able to kill these worms. So we can finally add them to the journal. We need to kill a handful of them, but thankfully we just farm them for silk anyway. It does make me wish this was a proper progression skill, and it's needed to just rip through enemies or certain barriers that you just can't get past otherwise without being able to do this. How did I kill that one? So yeah. You buried into the spikes. That's stupid. Let me like that sucker. I do need to actually collect some wheat shards proper. Okay. So next on my agenda is go to Belheart. So we can sell these treasures. And then we can unlock some more new quests. Obviously don't have the money for that. So now we have a quest that'll take us to Sinner's Road and one for Farfields. And there's going to be a couple things we can do for Farfields of that. Also, let's take advantage of our new blue slot. And we will add the polyp pouch, of course. Oh, and also we don't need this one anymore. That one's basically useless. Yeah, we will just equip the magnet bell. We're gonna need that where we're going. So now I want to visit Greymore. With our double jump, there are new heights we can reach. Oh, a boss. Alright, so we're not going to fight Morwing yet. There's no actual reason to. But to get... So, like, let's actually talk about Greymore. It used to be a fertile farmland before the Citadel was built. And then, basically, the Citadel... It's forcing them to harvest the silk that falls from, you know, the Citadel. And pretty much wrap it up, give it back to them. You know, we took a really wrong turn here. And that boss just now, the Morwing, it's meant to capture and kill any workers slacking off from that duty, basically. So yeah, there's a little secret hole you can double jump into, and we enter a new area called Wisp Thicket. Now, the weird thing about Wisp Thicket is it doesn't have its own map. Rather, it would be connected to Greymoor's map, not that we can really see it. And, like, it's the only area like that. It's kind of strange. And now, some people say it's because Wisp Thicket is a really small area. But here's the thing. The Grand Gate is also an even smaller area than Wisp Thicket, and yet it doesn't have its own map. No. Grand Gate is a smaller area, but it still has its own map. But like that, you have to buy and stuff. Until, of course, you realize there's a secret area of Grand Gate that we can't access for a while, in which case it is technically bigger than Wisp Thicket. But I'm just saying, they're pretty much the same size. You know? Frick's sake, like, I'm just gonna quit warp. But, yeah, the Magma Bell is a must for this area because all these flames will deal double damage otherwise. And basically these torches are called the Wisps. That's why it's the Wisp Thicket. We got some creepy cultists that are basically the Wizrobes from Zelda. They teleport around and shoot the flames. Makes me wonder if they're ever involved in the Phantom Troop. I mean, not the Phantom Troop, but like the Troop Master Grimm and stuff. Got the return of the Muck Maggots as well. But more importantly, come this way and we can get a Mask Shard. And I totally failed that. Also, I forgot to sell that treasure, but we did just collect another treasure, so it doesn't matter. Find us a craft metal here. But the secrets go ever deeper. Yeah, just found us a nice little collection of shards. Now we're in the Underworks. So yeah, this is another way into the Citadel. Of course, you can't go this way without having double jump, and you can't get double jump without having claw line, which you need to be on the Citadel to get claw line in the first place. As I said, it is possible to beat Mount Fei and get the double jump without getting claw line, if you take advantage of certain airtime exploits. It's really hard to do, but it is possible. And there goes all those rosaries. Yeah, this rosary thing is just very badly placed, but... So basically, if you can succeed in that and get the double jump early, then you can enter Act 2 through the Wisp Thicket here, and basically avoid having to fight either Phantom or Last Judge. So yeah, those things are about to fall on us. But no biggie. That way's still blocked off on this side, though. I think there's a room up here we kind of missed. So yeah, those two workers are ogling something. But what is it? What's there that's so special to them? It's just 30 rosaries. But considering how underpaid they are, you can see why that's a valuable treasure to them. That, we are going to fight the, boss of Wisp Thicket that I'm going into with, like, no health. It's kind of a bad idea. The Father of the Flame. So this is a big ol' pogo boss, basically. You gotta be good at aerial evasion as you're doing this. It seems pretty simplistic. And really it is, but you still gotta be careful. Also, you cannot farm Sulk off this boss, so you gotta be careful not to take damage. You definitely have the Magma Bell on, or you will take double damage. And now the core is exposed. First, you want to evade this big AoE attack. Then you can get back to pogoing as normal. I just want to shoot it, though, honestly. Okay, my Pimpillo apparently doesn't work on it. Okay, that's odd. It's immune to the Pimpillo. I don't understand why. Like, my Silk Shot worked just fine. not smart of me. But yeah, very easy boss overall. You want to stay away from its self-destruct attack, though. And we get the Wisp Fire Lantern. So the Wisp Fire Lantern will generate those flaming wisps at the cost of your silk. Basically similar to the glowing womb from Hollow Knight. And also, we are also now done with the Wisp Thicket. Very straightforward area. Now we're going to go back to the Citadel. Yeah, we're going back to the Citadel first. I'm just thinking. I would like to actually complete this side quest. These fine pins. There's the last one we needed. Get a lot of money from that. So now Sherma has gone down to Whiteward, for the Balm for the Wounded quest, but we're not going to save Sherma for a little while. Yeah. How much money can we actually make from that? So like that's practically 300. You could probably scrounge up 400, but we can't really buy anything from you, just that. So let's keep going. Might as well just kill one of these guys. So with our double jump, we can access a new part of the Citadel, the Memorium. This is one of my favorite levels, because it's basically a zoo for most of the game's biomes. Here is established by holy consent of the conductors, the Memorium of Farland. What is remembered is never lost. So yeah, this place was designed to preserve the kingdom's biomes. As you know, they were kind of ruining the environment by building this place in the first place. We're about to see an old face over here in a second. So yeah, the Rambi the Rhinoceros Beetle returns. They did in Donkey Kong Returns. But Rambi here has a fatal weakness. He cannot come this far. So I'm not going to waste tools on him as I can do this. can also do this. Oh, apparently he's immune to the sharp dart. That's... doesn't make any sense, but sure. Well, I got him anyway. He's also kind of an earthbender. That's neat. I can just do this, too. This is a bit easier. Idiot. Oh, I hurt myself there. Oh! Oh my god, that is so embarrassing. Oh, see, the dice just came into play there. The thing is, Hollow Knight also had a charm that negates damage sometimes, but it comes at the cost of not being able to fight Nightmare King Grim. So, it's ultimately not worth it. Why is it so much easier that time? Probably because I used the one skill, Silk Shard. But. So yeah, there's only 2 Rambies in the whole game, and we killed both of them, and they'll never respawn. Now we got a little Simon Says puzzle here. For that, we get a Cogheart piece. We'll learn what these do in due time. Might as well just get this map right here. Oh, I haven't seen you in a while. Over here, we can get our final moss berry. Surprised there was any moss mother here. I do also want to unequip this Magna Bell. Instead, we will put on... Not really anything here that I want particularly, so I guess we'll just take the faster healing. So yeah, we just went through the Marrow and Mosslands. Now we're entering the Shellwood room. That was dumb. A memory locket. Now we're entering an environment we haven't seen yet, full of this spiky coral. Meet a new enemy! Oh! Well, yeah. And we also see an old enemy, who is still as annoying as ever. Still as annoying as ever. So yeah, the Crust Crag is actually unique to the Memorium. We wouldn't even find it in its home environment. Containment fails, memory lost. Excise outer, maintain inner. Shellwood stasis sustained, remember. Maryland stasis critical, remember. Verdanian environment exceeded, destined to forget. So yeah, we just learned about a new place called Verdania. Let's keep that in mind, foreshadowing. And now we have a larger version of these freaking stupid drill flies that are... Wow! Wow, those cards did not line up for me. That was kind of stupid. Come down here to have us a shortcut that we're long due for. Now we have an abandoned exhibit. So there's a creature we haven't met yet in the outside world. You have these nice looking lily pads and this greenish water. So yeah, a bit of foreshadowing with this room. And some spike formations we've never seen. And a platforming challenge that we have seen. Because they're just all over the place. Did I just jumped off that spike before it could damage me. That was insane. Wow. Anyway, we can get that. Nice little upgrade for us. But here we have another new enemy of the giant version of these critters. And I will say, Hornet has a fun journal entry for it, so we're definitely going to just unlock it. So close to a perfect third form. If only they'd been able to hoard out the spines. So yeah, Hornet just loves cute and furry creatures. So yeah, we get a little bit of her her personal preferences, you know. She's got a little bit of personality under that shell. Now, we're gonna see another biome we haven't seen before after... How much money do I got? We might have to break one of these. Yep, 80 exactly. Yeah, this is gonna be a fun little environment when we get to it. Get an item called the Memorium, but there's something more. We get a mini-boss room with a new type of soldier who throws these electric balls. But they can kill themselves with them, which is silly. So yeah, those enemies are called Memoria. From the outset, theirs was a hopeless task. Those wild lands could never be replicated within a space so artificial. But now we get the weapon they were wielding, the Vault Vessels. This is one of my favorite tools. But now we are going to fight the boss of this level. So you know how the Memorium had a theme with making the smaller enemies gigantic? They've also done that to a flea. So we have a flea boss. Sadly, he can't come down here, so we can kind of cheese him pretty easy. Very easy. And for now, we're pretty much done with the Memorium. So it's time to move on toward the right. Here in the map room, we'll find a secret. We are on the very outside of the Citadel. And we can find a hidden passage to somewhere new. Welcome to the Putrefied Ducts. This place expels the toxic waste that the Citadel produces. It has very annoying enemies on top of that. So annoying that it's just not worth my time to fight. We got these are basically the Moss Chargers from the first game, except they've been mutated. Oh, we have those monstrosities as well. Get some free moolahs. So these vine traps, they will regenerate, but you can farm silk off them pretty nicely. Come on down here, and we will find our final train station. And a bench to boot. So nice. Then come along down here. You will find the map of this area. Actually, no. Okay, let me up there, please. I can find some shards up here. Now, over here, you'll see one of these slab guards being eaten by one of those monsters. And we get the Key of Apostate. I'm guessing that was another guard that was planning to trap Hornet, you know, waiting in ambush. But clearly his plans went wrong somewhere. Now we're gonna meet another friendly face. I'm gonna put these on for a sec too. I'm gonna try out the vault vessels. So the Huntress here, first of all, she looks a lot cooler than the actual Hunter character in this game. She also looks like Styx from Sinner's Road. So basically, so the Huntress is about to have babies, and she wants to gather up a bunch of meat to feed her baby so that they don't eat her. Because that's just how her species works. We're not going to do her quest for a while, though. Now, what I also want to do... So, there used to be a really nice shortcut here that you can only break open with the vault vessels. Unfortunately, Team Cherry has since patched it, and I dislike them for it. Because that was like a really clever use of the vault vessels. We're gonna make our way this way now. And through all of that nightmarish landscape, we find a very beautiful cave with open water. This is the Pale Lake. And we'll find some craft metal at the end of all of it. Can also gain some lore if we do this. Sister spiders, watch these waters flow, cleansing, binding, as silk from shell. Memories of our kingdom calm. So yeah, this is, the kingdom's corruption did not reach out this far. It is a peaceful sanctuary. I meant to claw line through that. We'll have another chance to anyway. Oh yeah, those flying traps can also eat the mosquitoes around here, so that's very nice. Yeah, find a little secret there. Check up there in a little bit. But the main reason we came here is to get the Wreath of Purity, which makes you immune to muck maggots for a few seconds. That's going to be pivotal for where we're going to go next. First, got a tricky little platforming course involving these suckers. Oh, I'm surprised I actually made that. gonna find another special flea here, named Fog.
Regina Fora. Verdastema.
And that is all we need to do in the putrefied ducts right now. Next time, we'll go somewhere else.